Hello, everybody. This is Zach Said again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and I'm thrilled to be here today with my good friend and a good friend of many children of all ages. You know her as Butterfly the Clown, or the Fairy Godmother, or even Mrs. Claus, but she's my good friend Judy Farlow. Judy, thank you so much for being with me today.
Well, thank you so very much for inviting me. It's a treasure. Thank you.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. We can't get out and come to the Chicago Festival as much as we'd like to, but we make it a point to come just to see you every year because you brighten our lives so much.
Well, thank you so very much. You all just have no idea how much you mean to me. I will come home and tell my husband after I've done Chicago or whatever, and tell him about my Chicago kids, my Chicago folks. It's just, I feel like I've adopted all of this there as a family.
Yeah, and you absolutely have. I remember you being at the Chicago Festival when I was still in high school, and I've been out of high school 20 years, so I know you've been coming to Chicago at least 20 years.
Well, I don't actually know. I talked to Jim Workman, who was the one who hired me, and he thought it was about 17. So somewhere, it's been a good long while anyway.
Yeah.
I've watched my kids grow up. I mean, really have watched my kids grow up from the time I painted their faces when they were really, really, really little, and now they're grown up, and some of them even having children of their own. It's just amazing.
I was going to say, have you seen some of your kids bring their kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And that must be, obviously you have been very, very good to Whitfield, and Whitfield has been very good to you. You come from Kingsport, Tennessee, is that right?
Yeah. It's about, I figure about an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours. Normally I give myself about 2 hours for the drive simply because, that way I have time to stop and get gas if I need to, or you know how that goes, traffic or whatever. So, yeah.
Right. So
it's a ways, but it's not too terribly far,
And
it's worth it. We'll put it that way.
Oh, absolutely, because like you said, you're coming to Whitfield to see basically part of your extended family.
Absolutely.
I'd love to get together, and I'm going to get together one of these days. I have pictures of you and Bella from when she was tiny. Matter of fact, the memory showed up of you and her yesterday. Is it 3 years ago? It was the anniversary of it just a couple of days ago, 3 years ago, and it's you and Bella. And I had you and her doing the same pose every year for I don't know how many years, and I'd love to get that together and make a nice collage.
Oh, that would be absolutely fantastic. That would be awesome. That would be absolutely be awesome.
You have.
Yeah, because when the first time I saw Bella, she was a little bit afraid of me, so we had to take it easy. And then she learned that I'm not bad at all. I'm pretty good. So she adopted me too, which is wonderful.
Yeah, now y'all are the best of friends. I mean, she doesn't let a summer go by that we don't see Butterfly, and we're very fortunate because you do a lot of different things in Whitfield. Also, you come to the library in Whitfield. You come to the Moose Lodge in Whitfield, where we're members. We missed you yesterday at the 4th of July celebration, but you were telling me some about that. How was it being a part of the street fair in Whitfield yesterday?
Oh, it was fun. It was really lots of fun. I love seeing the kids in the parade because they all had these wonderful costumes and decorated bicycles and all that, and it was just seeing them was just absolutely marvelous. All the kids in their nice 4th of July finery. I just absolutely loved it. And I think everybody really enjoyed it. It wasn't too big. It was small enough that it felt more homey, like a small town kind of a thing, but it was big enough for everybody to have lots of enjoyment. There was music, And I guess the fire department, because you know me, once I get started painting, I don't get a chance to get out and get around much, except just what's around me. But the fire department looked like they did something. I don't know whether they let water out of the fire hydrants or whether they sprayed it from the water, their water tank or whatever. But occasionally they sprayed water, which the kids were able to jump in and play in too. So it was just a fun day, I think, for everybody.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm sure you had a lot of kids come and see you. Did you do just face painting, or did you do some balloons?
Actually,
too?
I just did face painting and stay busy. And what I did was, because we had a pretty good idea that there would be quite a few kids there. So what I did was I made up face paintings that were just for 4th of July. So I gave them just a few choices. Because you know when I'm at Chicago, I let them choose anything they want to dream up.
Right.
Yeah, because I knew I was wanting to be it would be a time thing. I had about 8 different choices that they could go with the theme of the 4th of July. Everything red, white, and blue. So it was fun.
Very good. I guess there was some sort of vendor at like every corner of Main Street.
Yeah, there were a lot of food vendors. There was just all kinds of really wonderful things going on from what I could see. So, and it looked like everybody had a wonderful time. I've never charged for face painting because I've always thought, you know, that there's a child out there who just simply can't afford some of the prices that, you know, some of the people charge. And it would break my heart for somebody to come up and then they get a face painting and then mama or daddy has to say, well, we can't do that because we can't afford it. I just can't do that.
Right, and that is the great thing about that's one of the reasons, and not the main reason, but certainly one of the reasons why we and so many kids of all ages seek you out, because they can experience the festival, they can experience the joy of the summer festival and meeting Butterfly and hearing a story from the Fairy Godmother, or being a part of something that's special and not have to spend a dime. Because truly the best things in life are free.
Yeah.
The best things in life are free. And as I said in the article, one of the main points of the festival that I appreciate is the elements of tradition and the elements of family. It's part of our family tradition to bring Bella to see Butterfly every year. And
then that's fantastic. I mean, that's fantastic for me. So, you know, we all win, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and we've established this great friendship over the years, and I'm sure that you've had many friendships established in with Bill over the years.
Oh yeah, and you know it's a sad thing because I don't remember names. I'm really bad with names, but I remember faces really good. And sometimes the kids will be just really surprised when they come up and I say, "Well, how have you been? How was school?" And they recognize by how I'm talking to them that I actually do remember them from the year before. A lot of them are just real surprised by that.
Right. And when we were in line, it was a joy to stand in line to wait for you, because it was a joy to watch the kids, and some of them were not kids, some of them were teenagers and young adults. They were sitting down to get their face painted, and they were just as excited as the little ones, and that has to be so heartwarming for you.
Oh yeah, I tell people my youngest was 6 weeks and my oldest was 91.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and no, I don't do as many fancy balloons as Becky the Balloon Lady does. She's just absolutely amazing and fantastic. But I do balloons. And when I first started crying, I decided what I would do is I would count my balloons, and that would give me some kind of general idea of how many kids I had entertained or given balloons to.
Exactly.
And I got past 10,000.
Wow.
And decided it was time to stop counting. But I would like to think that, when hopefully I never have to retire, but at the end of the day, I'm happy to think that I imagine I have entertained in some way or another over 10,000 children. That's amazing, isn't it?
That is an amazing thing. That is truly a gift from God, and you are truly a gift from God, and I'm blessed that with my line of work, I'm able to put into writing how much you have meant to me and my family personally.
Well, that is just absolutely wonderful. I'm like the Grinch. You make my heart swell.
Yeah, well, you do the same for us. You really, really do. And just my wife, and we got to talk just for a second about our friend Becky the Balloon Lady, because she's another one that we could just sit and watch. We could sit and watch all day long. I mean, the things that she does with balloons is absolutely amazing.
It absolutely is. That one year when she was in the parade, she had a costume that fit her. That was a whole dragon. She just absolutely is amazing what she can do, and she's also amazing how she is with the kids. She's just this marvelous, marvelous lady. I have just the highest regard and love for her altogether. She's just something.
Yes, she is. And, that purple bunny that she just whipped up, in seconds, looked like something that jumped off the pages of a Looney Tunes cartoon. It was incredible. And she too is saying, this is my 16th year at the festival. I have a picture of my daughter when she was 2 years old when I first started here at the festival, and now she's like grown, and so she's finding friends by generations too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She and I have been, like I say, we've been buddies being there for a long time.
Yes, indeed. And
Claus, the magician, too. He's just a real special person who's been there for a long time. He doesn't get there for as long a time, and we've missed him a couple of times, but he's been there for several years, too.
Yeah, I haven't met him. I've seen his name on the ads, but I haven't met him, and I certainly would like to. Yeah. And something very special that you did for Bella this year that I want to acknowledge. As the Fairy Godmother, you sent her this wonderful package where she was the heroine of this enchanted story, and by being the heroine of this enchanted story, she received many gifts from the enchanted forest, many little tokens of this. And that was just so kind and meant so much to us. And it came at a time personally where our family needed some cheering up. Things weren't so great. And that arrived for Bella, and it was just like an answer to a prayer that arrived for her, because that put so much joy. Yeah, and you could see on the video that I sent you could see the look on her face light up as she's opening these things and talking about what she's looking at and it was just very simple little things, but it meant so much, and it lifted us all up. And most importantly, it brought home the timelessness of storytelling, because it doesn't matter how technologically advanced we get or how drawn in kids get by phones and tablets. I fight with Bella every day because she wants a phone. I'm saying you don't need one. Put that off as long as you can. But she wants one because her friends have one. But to this day, there is nothing that you can do that brings people in like a good old-fashioned storytelling.
Yep. It has major power. It really does. One of the things, because I'm one of the Jonesboro storytellers in the Jonesboro Storytellers Guild.
Oh, yes.
And one of the things, now I've been president for the past 2 years, and this year I gave that to someone new, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to pursue storytelling with children in different kind of a way. So right now I am doing storytelling at Girls Incorporated. I'm doing storytelling at the Girl Scouts. I did a teaching program for adults on how to tell stories to children. And in September, I'll be having a couple of workshops on how to teach children how to tell stories. And once we have that accomplished, we'll choose a few. We haven't decided how we do that yet. And they will be able to tell a story on the stage at the International Storytelling Center here in Jonesboro.
And that is fantastic. I would love to be able to. I don't think I'd get that far, but I'd love to be able to see that. That must be an amazing thing to behold.
Well, hopefully we will be able. This is a brand new thing. This is just a brand new thing, and it's something that I have been wanting to work with the guild for several years of having a way of teaching children how to tell stories. So once I do this workshop, hopefully I could do something up in Louisville like that.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
That would be most wonderful, because that's what I am working towards, is to have a working program that I can share with librarians and teachers and whoever else might be interested in how to teach storytelling to children so that they can teach. Children are natural storytellers anyway.
Yes.
They are. So, given a few different things, so it's going to be lots of fun and just very, very interesting, and hopefully it will work out the way I want it to. but anyway, I'm just really, really thrilled about the concept.
But to be a true storyteller, you have to have a special gift from God, and you have that special gift from God. And you come from a long line of storytellers, as we discussed last year. Your mother was a great storyteller. You talk every time we mention her that you're so glad she taught you how to sew, because you can make your own wonderful costumes. Frances Farlow was your mother's name, and great storyteller that she was. I remember that. And
that's amazing. That's wonderful. That's amazing. Yeah, and some of the stories that she wrote, and then she and I wrote together, I still tell some of the stories that she wrote.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you again for that Fairy Godmother gift. That you don't know what that meant to Bella. And
I'm just thrilled. Absolutely and positively thrilled that she enjoyed it. It's like when you give someone something, whatever it is, whether it's a time or an article or whatever, the joy of it is knowing that it brings them joy. That's the way it works,
Absolutely. No greater gift than joy. And the world being the way it is, we need more and more joy all the time. And I know that you go everywhere and make friends of all ages everywhere with your travels and your storytelling and your work. But I know without question that Whitfield and the friends you make here Whitfield is a very special place to you, because you are very special to Whitfield.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I say, I have my Whitfield family, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we are very blessed to be a part of it. Do you know when you'll be coming back to Whitfield? You said you thought you would be at the Moose Lodge later in Whitfield, maybe.
Yeah, the Moose Lodge lady came up to me yesterday. I was trying to think. September the 9th, I think, was what she was asking about.
Oh,
and
good.
Also, I got a couple of calls about some other things in Whitfield, or at least one other thing in Whitfield about. I think it's calls for cancer, relay for cancer.
Relay for Life. They do that every year in May.
Well, they got something coming up in September.
Oh.
I don't remember exactly. I've got it in my calendar, but I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
But they got something coming up that she called me about, so hopefully that will work out for both of us.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. That was I was a Relay for Life team captain for 3 years. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, it's she's talking about August the 5th.
Oh, okay. They must be doing.
I'm not sure exactly, but it seems like to be with some type of relay thing.
They probably are doing events throughout the year with that.
I would imagine so. I would imagine so for different things, I would think.
Right. But something that was amazing to see, and I've seen it times before, but I noticed it particularly this time, that, as you said, when you're at Chautauqua, you have time to relax and talk with them and breathe with them and let them choose what they want. Whereas 4th of July, where it was more rushed, you had to give them about 8 things to choose from pertaining to the 4th of July. But at Chautauqua, most of the kids, when they got to you, they didn't know what they wanted, and they would just say, "Surprise me." And they would always be, I mean, you could see, no matter how old they were, when you did what you did and showed them the mirror, their eyes just lit up like kids. They were so pleased with it. But I'll never forget, this one girl said, "Can you do dots?" And you looked at her and said, "Dots?" And she said, "Yeah, dots." And you said, "Okay, like polka dots?" And she said, "Yeah." And you said, "What's your favorite color?" And she gave a favorite color. And then when you got done with this creation, it looked like something out of the Wizard of Oz. It was Technicolor. I mean, it was just beautiful. It's amazing when somebody gives you something as simple as dots, that you have the ability to create this thing and just thrill these kids or people of all ages.
Well, thank you for the compliments. I just enjoy it so much. I mean, I just really love what I do. I'm just so blessed. I just really am just so blessed. And it tickles me because some of my kids will think of something to try to challenge me. You know, if I did your face last year, then sometimes they'll try to come up with something that I can't do. That's some of the things
they try to one-up you.
Yeah. But challenge me. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can have a bug with an ant on top of its head or something. I don't know. They come up with some, but it's wonderful because they get to use their imagination, and their imagination helps me creatively. You know, I think it's good to stay creative all the time. Yeah. So when the kids challenge me to a different type of thing, it helps my creative abilities going up.
And but I mean, what a gift you have! Somebody says dots, and you come up with that, you know, that real whimsical, colossal creation. I can't describe what it is, you know, verbally. I mean, you would have to see it, but I mean, it was just. And when you showed that girl what you had created, I think it was Bella seeing those dots, and she didn't know what she wanted. I said, "Well, why don't you ever paint Sophie? That's our dog. Why don't you have Sophie have paint on your face?" She said, "No, I got Sophie last year." And then she saw what you did with those dots, and she said, "I think I want a rainbow." And I said, "Well, that's great. A rainbow would be great." And she loved her rainbow, and she was very proud of it. And again, it made the paper, so hooray for you. And
well, thank you.
In addition to making my column every year, you usually always make the front page, and I'm thrilled about that because it seems like, you know, kids want to have snow cones, they want to have the food and all that. But the majority of people, at least while I was there, they were there. I mean, the lines were to see you and Becky. And I think it is because of the talent you both exude, but also because you make true friendships with these people. I mean, Bella's 9 years old, and you and I have been, you know, we have exchanged numbers, and you and I have been friends for years now, thanks to my beautiful little child. And,
for years.
And you know what a gift that has been.
Yes, it has.
What a gift that is.
And continues being.
It continues.
And I have to tell you, too, I admire you and how much you do and help with the town. I mean, there's so many things that you have been involved in that you are such a part of Whitfield. I mean, just a wonderful part. I know that they all have to appreciate you as much as I do.
Well, bless you for that, my friend, and know that you are, in my mind, a legendary person as well, not just in Whitfield, but all around Appalachia, and I am blessed to call you a dear, dear friend. And I'll sum it up just the way my wife summed it up for me. when we were walking home. I mean, she just looked at me, plain and simple, and it was like we knew what each other was thinking. She looked at me and she said, "You know, they're both so special." Talking about you and Becky, and I said, "Yes, they really, really are." Because I don't know that we would, you know, it takes a lot of effort just to get out of bed in our situations the way our home life is. It just does. It takes a extra effort that people don't understand. So I think if it were not for you and Becky, I don't know that we would make the journey out. But it's something that is a must do part of our summer. We must come see our friend Butterfly or the Fairy Godmother or whatever wonderful character you happen to be. I know that when last year we saw you and you were in the Fairy Godmother costume, and you make all of your wonderful costumes, by the way. I must have to add that. But that Fairy Godmother costume was absolutely stunning. You were a knockout, if I may say so.
Well, thank you.
But it's just incredible what you do and what you give to people and what you've given to us. But that's the best way to sum it up. You are just so...
Well, thank you, and so are you, and your family, and all of Westfield, too.
Yeah, well, we all love you very much, but especially the Cooley family. The Cooley family loves you with a very special kind of love, so don't forget that.
Oh, I won't. Thank you so much. It means so very much.
And we will be in touch soon. And hopefully see you more this summer. If not, we'll see you in the fall. So,
okay.
Lots of love to you, and thank you ever so much for this time.
Beck, lots of love to you. Everybody, hugs and kisses to all your family, okay?
Yeah, blessings to you. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye-bye.